Choosing the best Canon camera is a tall order. We are, after all, talking about the biggest camera company in the world. Canon makes everything from budget beginner bodies all the way up to cameras used to shoot movies, so there's a lot to choose from. In my opinion, the best Canon camera overall is the mighty Canon EOS R5. It's a camera I personally bought because there is simply nothing it can't do between its 45-megapixel sensor, capable of shooting up to 400-megapixel images, 8K video, 20 FPS bursts, and weather sealing. With the variety of out-T Canon camera here, choosing the perfect set can be tricky. That's why in this video, I'll be walking you through the top 5 Canon camera that really stand out this season. To make things easier, I've included links to the best deals for each product down in the description. Keep in mind, the Canon cameras aren't ranked in any specific order, so stick around until the end to get the full picture. So without wasting your time,
let's dive in.
Starting with number 5, Canon EOS R6 Mark II. The R6 II makes several useful improvements to that formula, cementing its position as one of the best mirrorless all-rounders for Canon fans. By doubling the already rapid electronic burst shooting speeds to 40 FPS, the EOS R6 II sets the pace among mirrorless cameras, making it a top choice for shooting action. Our tests did find that in-body image stabilization fell short of the promised 8 stops, but color rendering was very attractive and image quality impressive overall. Even boosted from 20.1 megapixel to 24.2 megapixel, its sensor still has a lower pixel count than the EOS 6D Mark II. And at 4K 60p, its video resolution can't challenge the 8K offered by the R5. Yet we found in testing that the EOS R6 II is a fantastic shooting tool. Its AI-powered autofocus proved highly effective and low-light performance terrific. You'll find better value if you prioritize stills or video, and the incremental improvements don't justify upgrading from an EOS R6. But if you're already invested in Canon's RF system and willing to part with a chunk of cash, the R6 II is a seriously capable hybrid. The Canon EOS R6 might be the mirrorless alternative to the very popular EOS 6D Mark II DSLR, but it's way more than just an upgrade. Its autofocus performance and image stabilization are best in class, while a blitzing burst speed makes it perfect for any sports or wildlife scenario. Long story short, it's one of the best all-rounders you can get, although its 20 megapixel sensor resolution might not suit everyone. Number 4. Canon EOS R7. Hitting the APS-C sweet spot, we think the EOS R7 is one of the top options in Canon's lineup for enthusiast shooters, offering a generous feature set while undercutting its full-frame cousins. One of the highlights is Canon's latest dual-pixel CMOS AF2 autofocus, which proved both rapid and reliable in testing. Electronic burst speeds of up to 30 FPS also make the R7 a dream for sports and wildlife photography, with in-body image stabilization offering 8 stops of compensation when shooting handled. Overall, our real-world usage proved that the EOS R7 can produce lovely images in a wide range of conditions.
Low-light results aren't quite on par with Canon's full-frame models, but it's hard to argue when you're getting such impressive versatility and value.
That includes 2 UHS-2 card slots, an articulating touchscreen, and the ability to shoot uncropped 4K 60-pixel video. It's also a nice camera to use with a comfortable grip and accessible control layout. All that's really holding the Canon EOS R7 back right now is a lack of native lenses, which Canon will surely address if the RFS system becomes as popular as it should be. There's an awful lot to like about the Canon EOS R7, and it feels like the mid-range camera that a lot of Canon fans have been waiting for. It's fast, has powerful autofocus that keeps up with a range of subjects, produces excellent images, handles well, and is priced competitively. At the time of writing, the only drawback is the limited range of native lenses. If Canon can give us some more of these soon, the EOS R7 could deservedly become one of its most popular cameras. Number 3. Canon EOS R3. The best premium Canon camera. Styled more like a sports DSLR than the handier EOS R5, the Canon EOS R3 is every bit a professional mirrorless camera. It has fewer megapixels than the EOS R5 because it's built for speed instead of outright resolution. And if the former is your priority, it's the best Canon camera you can get. During our extensive time testing the EOS R3, We found it one of the best sports and wildlife cameras we've ever tested. At its core is a 24.1 megapixel stacked CMOS sensor, which we described in our review as a purring photographic engine. It can shoot full-quality raw images at a remarkable 30 FPS, as well as 6K 60p raw video internally without any noticeable rolling shutter. We were also mightily impressed by its autofocus system and reassured by the tough magnesium alloy build. In short, the EOS R3 is the pinnacle of mirrorless speed. It's undeniably big and expensive, but if you need an uncompromising Canon camera and can afford to pay the premium, you won't be disappointed. A powerful blend of the old and new, the EOS R3 is one of the best sports and wildlife cameras ever made. Inside its old-school body is cutting-edge tech, including a new stacked sensor, hugely impressive autofocus skills, and 6K video. The EOS R3's lower resolution sensor means it has more limited appeal than the Sony A1 and Nikon Z9. And the A1 does trumpet in some areas like the EVF. But no other camera combines traditional DSLR charms with next-gen mirrorless tech like the EOS R3. Number 2. Canon EOS R10. If you can look past the old-school sensor, we think Canon's EOS R10 is one of the best entry-level mirrorless cameras for beginners. Fitted with Canon's powerful Digic X chip, it also benefits from truly modern autofocus abilities. In testing, the processor and AF tracking together proved remarkably powerful. Continuous shooting speeds of 15 FPS with the mechanical shutter also mean the EOS R10 is a winner if you want to experiment with action photography. Low-light abilities are limited by the lack of in-body image stabilization, but image quality proved decent during our tests, with plenty of detail hiding in the shadows. Video skills are solid too, with 4K footage oversampled at 30 FPS. With dual control dials and a dedicated AF joystick, we found that the EOS R10 also made it straightforward for learners to get hands-on with creative shooting. Its lightweight body will also feel comfortably familiar for anyone coming from a DSLR, with the articulating touchscreen making it an easy switch for smartphone photographers. Provided Canon comes out with more native APS-C lenses to grow with, the R10 hits the top spot for beginners. The Canon EOS R10 is a versatile little powerhouse and one of the best cameras around for beginners. Thanks to its modern autofocus smarts and good handling, it's an affordable way into the EOS R system for new converts and an enjoyable second camera for existing Canon fans. Keen wildlife or action snappers should make the jump up to the EOS R7 though. Number 1. Canon EOS R5 Mark II. The best Canon camera overall. Canon has built on its best ever camera for photography, the EOS R5, with a stellar upgrade, the EOS R5 Mark II. We still get 45 megapixel stills and 8K video, plus a rugged body that fits well in the hand, but that's about where the similarities end. That 45 megapixel full-frame sensor is now a stacked sensor, which massively improves the camera's control over rolling shutter, while a second processor improves the camera's overall speed and unleashes some all-new features, including in-camera image upscaling. We've used the EOS R5 Mark II extensively, especially action photograph and video, for which it shines. New autofocus modes are able to detect specific sports that include soccer and basketball and intelligently select where to focus, including for one of up to 10 stored faces. Canon's Eye Control AF is also a revelation, tracking where you're looking in the viewfinder to know which subject you'd like to focus on. For outright speed, including sustained burst shooting sequences, the Preischer EOS R1 is the camera to pick. For practically every other professional, the EOS R5 Mark II is the smart choice. There's too many incredible features to cover here, so find out more in our in-depth review. Put simply, we've been blown away by what is Canon's most versatile and capable camera ever, even if costs a fraction more than Nikon Z8 and Sony A7R5 rivals.